Hey everyone. Well, this Thursday with Ace. This might be a short episode. Just saying, I run a little late on this one, but I wanted to talk about the culture of face and basically what it's doing in playing the left and the right. The culture of face is from China, and what the CCP does, it hides behind these lies where these leaders that shouldn't be leaders and these people and ways, it's like you cannot address their lies, their fakeness, their um, lack of skills in so many ways. And because of that, this culture of face, they're able to silence people with laws and with things. So if you didn't agree with what the government says, or if you don't agree with the way this system works, then you were seen as bad, or your words are seen as hate or negative. And this culture is crept into the West. And you can see it in where certain groups can't have certain things said about, or you can't question certain things about certain cult. And they bring up words and things that if you dare question this narrative, then you're this, to talk down about you. Well, you have this phobia, you have this wrong with you. And what's happening is this culture of face is lifting up this narrative of how to live, where the government dictates in what is right and what is wrong, what is right thought and what is wrong thought. And this is very dangerous. And what group right now is going along with it is a group that desire like a safe space, like this generation. They call them Gen Zs or whatever. They desire like this safe area, and it's because of how they're raised, and because the culture of face gives them that nobody can question their narrative and their realities. And so they're being used to lift this culture up, which is going to be spun on them. Because if any government, let's say the next government, everything, let's say of a cult, let's say the Catholic Church, they run things. And so it's everything that they deem evil, or what speech they deem as wrong, is now silenced or seen as hate speech. See, this this is why freedom is very important. This is why freedom of speech, no matter how much it might bug you, might hurt you, hurt your feelings, hurt your reality, hurt whatever. And I think the big thing that what happened, and Generation X people will understand what I'm talking about, where they look at this generation now and they're very like, what the fuck is up? What's going on? Because they're adults and they're still acting quite different. And what I believe has happened, where Generation X, when they were young, they had all the fluff, all the fake realities chipped off of them. And then reality was shown to them. They started mowing lawns, getting jobs, doing this and that. And this fluffy world was then removed from them at a young age. So when they entered adulthood, they didn't need those safe spaces. They didn't need those places where if they never had those fluffy parts and those things happen as kids happen, they would be like the generation now. And that is what happened. People were told, no, you have to raise your kids different. You can't do this anymore. Education is different. I mean, I would have went through school quite easily. Now they're handing diplomas out to kids that don't even attend school. And they're grading them, and oh yeah, yeah, you're passed. Here you go, on to the next grade. So they're not educating them. They're not knocking that fluffiness, that false realities off of them. So when they enter adulthood and they enter reality, everything has to be kept fluffy around them to cater to these adults that need to be then treated like children. And so we rewrite laws, we rewrite things to cater to them, where if at a younger age a lot of that was chiseled off of them and they got the focus and reality of education and, standards of life and help build things better, it might be a different world, but it isn't. They were told, yeah, you got to treat them different. Oh, yeah, here, everybody gets a trophy. Everybody's treated special. Everybody's a winner. Everybody's this, everybody's that. And then when you put them out in reality, what's happening? Oh no, I can't work anymore. Someone told me I sucked at this job and I'm leaving this job and I'm gone. I'm gone. I can't handle it no more. They don't believe on this. They don't believe on that. They're not catering to my beliefs and I feel victim now, so I have to go off. I have to go off. See that youngness, that fluffiness, that realities of youthness weren't chiseled to then have them focus on the reality of world is coming ahead, because the reality of the world won't change for them. And this is the problem happening now, that they're forcing everybody to change the realities to fit them, and it's causing problems. And it's this culture of face that is using that side, and it's going to harm them, because in reality, the reality of the world is going to shatter underneath them, and they won't have those that have supported them before on their side, because they have chosen the wrong side. They didn't stay united as Americans. They went with this awful culture to try to protect that youthful stage where they wanted to stay, because they didn't have, like Gen X, that fluffiness chiseled off them like generations before Gen X. The boomers, the ones before that, they didn't have it easy. They had realities chiseled off of them, that false reality. And so they went into the world knowing, yeah, I got to do this, and not have the world change to comfort them, which is happening now, harming the world, because it's not a true reality, and it's going to shatter, because ones that don't want to live in that reality, like Gen Xers and others and everything, they don't want to live in that reality. There's this negativity rushing against each other, where Gen Xers didn't care. They don't give a fuck. Myself, I don't give a fuck. You want to live how you want to live or whatever. But this reality of forcing my life, where if I speak something at all against that, it is a crime. Where I should have the freedom to speak against any ideology, any faith, anything in this world. I should be able to speak about any cult. I should be able to speak against Catholics, Protestants, Islam, Judaism, anything. Just like any, way of life of any group of humans, without having your life threatened with, fines, crimes, all that. That's not freedom. That's the culture of face from China that people are lifting up, and they're getting themselves enslaved, because if the left think that, all right, they lift up and they agree with this, that one side is right and one side is the way it's always be, and they lose, then you have the right enforcing everything they desire without ever considering you if you pick that side. And what is picking this and pushing people is the culture of face, the protection of our egos and our realities and our whatever. Like back when anybody questioned the Catholic Church, off they went. Anybody question the CCP? Off they went. It's dictatorship and the protection they hide behind. It's from Babylon. It doesn't matter if truth is presented, as long as the reality of that person is the way they feel. The left, sadly, is being lifted up and used by these Muppets to push this culture upon the West so that they're easier to enslave, silence, and put fear into them. Because once they have it in, they can twist it to any way they want. And that's what you don't want. And that's what's harming America. And I hope the left and the right wake up and realize that they need to come to the reality that it is that third party that lives by the culture of face, that have used both groups to embrace and see it as a good thing, but it's not a good thing. You can see what the difference between what's happening to society now in the West, and it's not good. People are divided more now. So, my friend, I love you. I hope you had an awesome day. Hugs and kisses. Later.